Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Talizmyn, and this video is a recording of one of my recent art streams on Twitch. I stream on Twitch twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday, from 11 AM to 1 PM Pacific Time. I work on various projects including commissions, and I'm available to answer your questions. I'd love to see you there. If you enjoy this video and want to see more of my work, remember you can also like and subscribe. I've included social links in the description if you want to follow me elsewhere too. Enjoy! Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be working on the Draw This in Your Style challenge created by Fallen Sky. And I'll be trying something a little different from my usual, experimenting with kind of a painterly style. Drastically different from my usual. I've done it with pet portraits, but not so much fantasy portraits. I'm used to having a reference. It's pretty clear, so this will be a challenge, but it should also be pretty fun. This is the same challenge I started last time, though I believe I left off. Don't think I had the background in. I think I was still working on the line art and getting the proportions right. So I probably spent another hour or so on it since then. See what I get done today. Trying to get more of the flat colors in today so I can have a better idea what it looks like with everything in there, and also increase the opacity of the background, which is a little faded right now, just so I could see the line art. I've wanted to experiment with more of a painted style in a while. So, safest time to do this is when it's a project for myself, so. Why not? Also a really interesting character, too. A lot of nice reds and golds. Tiny details. It should be fun. I'm expecting this to take me a little longer than usual to finish, since I'll be doing a fair bit of experimenting and trial and error and figuring out what works and what doesn't. Maybe I'll be brave enough to attempt some Critical Role fan art in this style afterward. There's something stuck on my screen. Ah. I don't know what that is. It's gone now. Just catching the stylus just a tad. Are we saving? Is that what that? It is so weird coloring this way. I'm used to taking a lot of time on the line art, making sure the lines are all at the perfect thickness, and then using that, keeping that layer on top, and then drawing or coloring everything below that, and then changing the line art later, the line art color, rather. So it feels like I'm doing everything wrong right now. Just trying to remind myself that, it works when I do pet portraits. This is fine. It's about building up. Somehow with portraits it feels different. I feel entirely out of my element. Hey, if it doesn't work, I can always do it that way. It'll be okay. I want to give this a decent shot first. I believe the due date for this Draw This in Your Style challenge is like September 22nd. I have to double check, but at least a month, likely 2. Which is a good amount of time for experimenting. I may get the outline for the sword in after the hair. Just so I don't end up drawing or painting too much underneath it. I have a bad habit of putting things on top of designs and then forgetting I've done that, so I do all the work of drawing in a really nice background. Putting in a ton of armor detail that's not going to get seen at all. If I put this sword in first, I will prevent myself from doing that. I'm learning. I'm looking forward to painting this hair though. I don't know why. I think just hair is fun in general. Usually I put a fair amount of detail into it. I don't quite know how I'm going to get it to work this time, because it'll be said drastically different from my usual. But it should be fun to give it a shot. See what happens. Use some brushes I've never really used before. I do want to start using these oil paint and watercolor brushes in Clip Studio Paint. I've used the ones in Adobe Fresco, which I imagine are a fair bit different because they're supposed to mimic the use of water and all that fun stuff. Hello, Coda. Hi, Seatree. How are you two doing? It's good to see you. I did pronounce your name right. Coda? Can't remember if I've heard it spoken out loud before. Oh, awesome. Did you lose the internet for a little while? Gotcha. I'll remember that. Oh, geez. That's unlucky. 2 days. Happy belated birthday, by the way. Hopefully it was still a fun day despite the internet leaving you. Hey there, Gibbets. It's good to see you too. Are you guys doing anything fun today? Three Thanksgivings worth of food. Nice. It's a decent amount of food. Well, good luck on your upcoming math test. About to head out to help your grandma. Oh, nice. Have fun with that. Me, I'm just gonna do paint for a couple hours and then try and go out before it gets too hot and go for a walk. Maybe play some video games after. Well, thanks for coming to say hello, Coda. I appreciate it. I'm starting to get used to Twitch a little bit. There's a lot to learn. I mean, I figured out what rating was last week or the week before. I feel like there's still a lot to learn, but I'm starting to, understand some of the terminology. A lot of Twitch culture. I was surprised. YouTube was, when I started using YouTube, it felt a little more, accessible. It was easier to understand. Twitch is a little confusing, but a lot of research. I think I'm getting it. Watching more streams lately to see what different people are doing and what I might want to add to my stream or change later on. I spent a lot of time looking up etiquette, trying to make sure I don't step on toes. Most of it's pretty obvious though. yeah, etiquette is subjective. And one of the things I read is like, and not just read, but like watch videos is, you know, never share your links in anybody else's chat. And I find a lot of the time, you know, like with your stream C-Tree, like a lot of people ask, you know, people are artists, do they want to share their stuff, you know, talk about it? And, you know, I think as long as people offer, it tends to not be an issue at all. And a lot of it seems like basic common sense stuff to me. What am I doing? Be careful I don't get distracted and just start painting in lines that aren't really there. People like to know about each other, but they like to have control. Or yes, I agree. Yeah. Well, I found it's not the right brush. Yeah, I've come across a lot more artists just since I started streaming and have really tried to watch a bunch of different streams to, like I said, like see what other people are doing, you know, what's working, that kind of thing. And it just, I didn't really consider that when I started. I thought it would just be, you know, kind of in my own bubble kind of thing, but I was just surprised with like how many people are here, how many, like how big the community is and how welcoming everyone is. And it's just been really nice to meet so many new people and be able to get inspired by a lot of new people. Blender is the 3D. Is that the free 3D app? Am I thinking of the right one? That program looks intimidating. 3D modeler. Hey, give it a shot. You never know. See people streaming of, you know, all different skill levels, so can't hurt. Easy to I see, yeah. Once you learn a lot of hotkeys and programs, it makes it so much easier. Yeah, I've looked a little bit at some 3D modeler programs. I'm like kind of interested in it, but it's more of just I mean, it's like a casual interest. I don't know if I'd want to get into it. At least not just yet, but it looks really cool. And it's fun watching people work. Just feels different than art. It just, you know, these things just seem to come out from nothing. The forms and the characters and I was looking at a different 3D modeling program and I don't remember what it's called right now. But it was a really expensive one. I was just like, that's not an option for me. Nope. Maybe it was Maya. I'll be on until about an hour and a half probably. So I may see you later, maybe not, but it's all right. Hope you have a good time with your grandma. Oh, it's saving. Okay. Started using that Pure Ref program and it is amazing. I'm still getting used to the hotkeys. It's gonna take a while, but it's nice. Definitely one of those things where it's just like, how did I not know about this? Why was I not using this? It's so strange doing this. So strange. I'll get over it eventually. I just want to like use fill and have like really strong line art. Painting this way is really strange. I wanted to, after looking at a lot of your work too, just wanted to try painting a portrait in a style that's very unlike my usual. So instead of the thick line art and, you know, flat colors and then doing another layer for shading and another layer for highlights. Yeah, it is fun to experiment. It's also like a little scary. I feel like I don't quite know what I'm doing. But I'm also trying to remind myself that it'll be okay. It's not going to turn out badly. Thanks, Tree and Gibbets. I know it won't turn out badly. It's just change. Yeah, I'm used to having a really, clear reference that I can kind of refer back to and grab some colors from. So it's just gonna be different. been a while since I've really experimented, so it'll be a good learning experience. Oh, awesome. Yeah, hopefully I'll see ya. I keep trying to, well, I think I've only missed one of yours since I've started following, and I was out. But it looks like most are at pretty decent times for me too, so I'm gonna try and catch more. This one there. Yeah, I try and lurk in some streams if I can't be active at least, because I know it helps, and sometimes it's a little more fun to do chores while watching some art in the background, so that's fun too. Yeah, I figured streaming twice a week for about 2 hours each seemed reasonable for me, so I don't, overdo it. I have a tendency to really push myself when I get into art stuff and tend to burn out. So this year I'm trying to be a lot more aware of that and be careful and not let that happen. Yeah, trying to work it into school must be difficult too. I remember when I was in college, there was a lot of work. It was hard to not get burnt out with just the amount we had to do. It wasn't really time for anything else. Not that streaming wasn't really an option when I was in college. It wasn't a thing yet. Or at least not that I was aware of. When I was in high school, I started doing some digital art, and my high school teacher told me that this wasn't a thing that was going to catch on, and I needed to work on traditional art. Turns out it caught on a little. Oh yeah, work plus school. Ouch. That would be a lot. I guess you have to just kind of fit it in when it makes sense, and even if that means not having a complete schedule. For me, not today because this is a personal project, but I try and fit commissions in when I'm streaming just so that, I'm kind of working and streaming at the same time. I think I was going to do the sword next after this. In a color I can see. There we go. Yeah. And I guess I just try and find ways to be efficient with my time. I like to do time lapses and real time. Well, I post my streams on YouTube and then I'll do time lapses of completed work. So I figured if I'm streaming and recording both on OBS and through Clip Studio Paint's time lapse feature, I'm doing multiple things at the same time. So this is not lined up. Huh. Nope, it got not shifted. Okay. Is that midline? Interesting. Now it's doing that. Fine. Yeah, looks like I got it. Oh my goodness. Or not quite. Actually, I can't see, so. That's close enough. Okay. Have discovered that I like doing weapons and armor though. Yes, this is from Instagram. It's, let me get the link. It's by Fallen Sky. Instagram. When it decides to load. There we go. Yeah, so I like Fallen Sky's work. I've done one of their Draw This in Your Style challenges before. This one, deadline is September 22nd. Yep, that's the right one. Yeah, I love the lighting. I really love how she does her characters. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, if I can get away with completing a weapon in a way that it's mirrored, so that either... I don't think I can do it in Clip Studio Paint. I do it in Photoshop where I can kind of like warp it a little bit. I can do it in Clip Studio Paint. You know, try and get like the shape to fit on a form. The easier it is for me. Kind of like liquify, or I think Photoshop has it where it's just like a warp tool. I think it's warp, where you can kind of like move each piece and try and... So much red. I remember you like red. Kind of a liquify brush, huh? I may have to look for that. That sounds like it'd be interesting. But yeah, if it's a little blurry. That's one thing I didn't like with... I used to use Adobe Fresco a lot when I had like a different tablet rather than my laptop, and like copying, and the ruler would like blur the copied side, so it would just... Maybe I don't know how to use liquify either. It looks good when people who know what they're doing make it work, but whenever I've tried it, it always feels like I'm kind of like finger painting, and I always take it too far. One second, my bot is being spammy. I might have some of these timers off again. Let me see. Supposed to wait 20 lines. I'll make them both wait longer. There. Hopefully that's better. I've seen the liquify tool used for like photography and like graphic design, and I've seen it done like really well. Like, I can't do that. Moobot is just super excited. It is very excited. The last time I streamed, it shared probably nothing. It wouldn't even like tell what music was playing, so I think it's making up for it today. That's okay. Find the right balance at some point. Hello, Ombi. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, Moobot is actually just sharing what song's playing this time, so even better. It's trying. Yeah, last time I was typing in the commands and it was just... It would use some of them. Maybe it was down for maintenance or something. So what are you up today, Ombi? I like watching the symmetry tool. Yeah, it just looks cool. I could be like kind of making a mess, but it still looks okay because it's symmetrical. Chill Sunday. Nice. Yeah, I like quiet Sundays. Nice calm days. Lo-fi music. Yeah, I love the symmetry tool. I just finished making a mandala. Those are so much fun. Symmetry on steroids. Should I bring that up? Maybe I should open it. Do I remember where it is? Should be in recents. Let's see. There you are. I kind of go crazy with symmetry tools. This is a big file. I've had 10 repetitions. Where is it? Yeah, I like making these things. I'm doing a bunch of mandalas with different themes. So I'm using different flowers. I want to make about 8 of them. I've made one so far as practice. This one's the first one that's actually flower themed. I believe it, yeah, 10 repetitions. I'd probably put it down to 6. This probably took me about 5 hours. I took it a little too far. But it was fun, so that's what matters. I don't know how much I'd charge for mandala commissions. I mean, I do pet portraits. I'd have to think about that. Quilt in a painting. That's an interesting way to think about it. Oh, yes, thank you for the follow, Ombi. And Lunar Rift Creations. I was not looking. Thank you, and hello. Thankfully, my bot announces these things because I need help noticing them. How are you doing, Lunar? I've considered putting the alerts up. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. And I've also want to be careful about making them too obvious or too much in the way. But I suppose I have room on like the lower right. So that may be something I should do. You know, if it plays a sound or something, I'm more likely to hear it. I just don't want too many things moving on the screen overall. Okay. Well, it's good to know I can make calmer ones. I'll look into that. I've considered putting a chat in, but kind of looking at it, I wasn't too happy with the way it looked, and I found it a little distracting. Some alerts may be a good idea. I do have room at the bottom if I want to add things like last follower and that kind of thing, so wouldn't hurt for me to actually get that set up. Hello, Observer. How are you? Oh, just a message in the corner, huh? That would be bad, actually. Yeah, I don't need GIFs or animation. I could just do something really simple. I think that would be nice. look into that for next time. It seems to work well for a lot of people, so why not? Oh, thank you for the follow, Guitara and Observer, or Obzy. Which do you prefer? How are you doing, Guitara? Yeah, they both snuck in there. I almost missed it too. Also, I really love the emotes you guys are using. They're very cute. And shiny. Yeah, there really are a lot of really great ones. I've made some for others, but I haven't really thought about any of for my own yet. I haven't had to, so. Maybe soon. Tempted to make them all like corgis, but maybe that might not quite follow the theme. It would be adorable. I like dogs. It'd be fun to just make a ton of puppies. Oh. Yes, thank you, Gibbets. You know, you have a lot of good ideas, Seatree. Corgi crowd, huh? I totally would not take that too far. I'm gonna think about that. It sounds like a good idea. And then I could do all corgi emotes and have a little mascot in the corner. Thank you for the follow, Serena. Yeah, it was my first time making emotes. My friend asked me to do some for his channel because he preferred, you know, paying a friend to do it instead of, you know, a random person, basically. So he knew I hadn't done them before, so it was fun to actually learn how to do that. And I am on the wrong layer. This is the layer I want to be on. Yeah, emotes are tricky. It was the first time I really had to consider how something looked at, like, what is it, 28 by 28 pixels? Just like, I'm not used to drawing that small. So, you know, I definitely want to make some more and get better at it and feel more comfortable offering commissions for it sometime. It's all right. How are you doing, Serena? You're doing a corgi, like something like corgi crowd or corgi something would fit, because I do want to actually have a corgi sometime, hopefully later this year. So that little pupper could end up being the mascot, which would be a lot of fun. would be adorable. And get some practice in drawing some pups. I've done one pet portrait of a corgi, which I spent far too much time on just because it's a corgi and it was a lot of fun. But it was worth it. Yeah, what I was going to do next. Maybe complete this sword. Maybe I must have deleted that. Got to the top of the screen and just didn't check for more. By 12 and draw. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I've used Clip Studio Paint to just kind of... Actually, no, it was Photoshop I used to resize. And I think I started with... It wasn't 500 pixels, but it was a division of it. It was like 448, maybe. It seemed to work okay. But next time it might work better to have a smaller size to start, I think. Yeah, I love Clip Studio Paint. I was Photoshop for years. And then started using Clip Studio Paint, and it's everything I ever wanted. I still use Photoshop for like graphic design and photo editing, but for art is definitely Clip Studio Paint going forward. Yeah, I think I set this up to look like Photoshop because I felt it would be the easiest way to transition for me, but I've been looking at everyone else's setup and kind of feel like change might be good. Yeah, I see what you mean, Lunar. I know I was setting up my file for emotes and was getting a really odd, blurry look when I resized them, and my husband told me I had to like increase it by a division of... He's a mechanical engineer. He understands math. He said there was a mathematical reason why I needed to like make my image the size it was, and I believed him. And it made it work after that. So yeah. It's confusing. But yeah, the resizer works for you. Absolutely use that, because anything that can make this stuff easier for us is better. I haven't used any... Sorry, a very large truck just went by. I'm right next to the window, so... Whoops. I haven't used any plugins for Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint before. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a different kind of color wheel or some things that are a little more obvious. Yeah, math, who knew? Sorry, my husband just fetched a ice pack for my capture card. I have an adapter that overheats for some reason, but I haven't yet found one that works and doesn't overheat. So I have to keep it cool with an ice pack. Just totally safe. Yeah, I see a few people using Clip Studio Paint. I kind of admire their setups. I'm trying to find one that is a bit... I like the one I have, but I find it doesn't offer as much space for the artwork as I'd like. But I think that's also... I only have so much screen space on my laptop. So there might not be too much I can do about it. Unless there's a way for me to make the UI a little smaller. Hello, Apophalov? I see. I just noticed on Discord that C-Tree has been very sneaky, which I suspected, but I just saw the notification. Thank you for letting people know. Calling you out. Thank you. It's sweet of you. This is very red. C-Tree, who is that? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I like the calmer streams. Nothing too surprising happens. Nothing too loud, ideally. Aside from sudden, accidental knocking things over behind me. You're writing a book. You finished writing a book. That's awesome. That's a lot of work. Congratulations. I don't know what it is, but still awesome. Weird actually finishing it and having to go into the next steps. Is it like an art book or a novel type of book? Fantasy novel. Wow. I'd love to check that out when it's, you know, all ready to be seen. Oh yeah, proofreading will take a chunk of time. Totally worth it though. I need to finish my script for a graphic novel, which is going to take a chunk of time too. So I understand how long these things take. Yes, you can call me Tally. It's all fine. And thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, let me know if it's hard to hear me. I'm told I sometimes mumble a little or start talking really quietly, which has always been a habit of mine. So I'm trying to enunciate. Hello, Eros. How are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, I like quieter, calmer streams when it comes to art too. I find I'm easily distracted. So I like, you know, when I'm watching things, not to have too many things going on the screen. So trying to do that on mine. I definitely want to add some alerts, especially so I notice followers a little better and different things like that, but I don't want to make them too crazy. A chill evening with tea and biscuits. That sounds fun. I'm going to save this. I learned from Photoshop crashing all the time to save a little bit too often, but it has served me well. I have done that. Be careful. Yeah, today's going well for me too. Looking forward to going for a walk in a bit before it gets too hot outside. Once I'm done, of course. Have I ever had to recover files from Clip? Yes. Yeah, they store it in a random place initially. I have Clip Studio Paint's auto-saving for me. The very first thing I made in Clip Studio Paint, I had it saving to my cloud drive instead of my hard drive, which I highly recommend doing. Do not save it to a cloud. That could drop if the internet drops. So my file corrupted. My save file corrupted because I was saving there. And I had to go to the recovery file. But my recovery file was also a mess because I got a bit overzealous with my symmetry rulers and had one saved for each layer instead of pick one and kind of move it around. So yeah, the very first thing I made in Clip Studio Paint crashed Clip Studio Paint and corrupted my file. But since then, I've been careful. You know, if the file gets too big, I'll save another version of it. Yeah. I was not happy. But luckily it didn't completely wreck everything. I was able to contact... I don't know how to pronounce the company's name that creates Clip Studio Paint, but they were actually able to help me sort out the file and recover it, which was really cool of them. I was surprised. But it was like one of the reasons why I bought the program was just like their customer service was amazing. And, you know, helping me of all people. It was nice. It was the only time I've really broken it. But I think a lot of it was my fault, just in how I was saving the file and how I was going a little too far with the rulers. That would be rough though, finding the file weeks later. I think I googled it to try and find it. I currently don't remember where the files are saved. I'd have to look it up again, but... Yeah, thank you for the follow, Eros. It sounds like I need to go through later and follow quite a few of you back just so I can keep track of what you're up to. I definitely need to follow more art streamers. My list is not long enough. Where's my ruler? Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. I keep forgetting that I have a symmetry ruler and I don't need to paint these things twice. And this is one of my favorite Stream Beat songs, I think. I use them for everything now. Also, the names are really fun. I think they get the community to kind of come up with a bunch. I always roll poorly with D20s. This thing's cruel to me. I have that in there for fun. But I always roll like between 1 and 4. I think it's rigged. Be careful if you use it. I'm still thinking of those quirky emotes. I think I definitely have to do it. Doesn't seem like a bad idea. This is a little orange. Put that down. There we go. Colors were looking a little weird. I was just missing the background. Which I need to turn up the opacity for, but I don't think I'll be able to see the line art if I do that. Sorry, sometimes I tend to zone out. Just get focused on what I'm doing. Which I suppose isn't a bad thing, but might not be as interesting. Still getting used to streaming, obviously. Sometimes I don't think of it. I'm like, did I forget to speak again? Oops. Or I accidentally mute myself or something. I have done that. Whoops. Actually, I should have this lower. There we go. I could be talking nonsense. That's funny. I do feel bad though sometimes, listening to other streamers, and sometimes I've like zoned out a little bit and then I hear my name because I was talking but then got distracted. I'm just like, wait, someone asked me a question. It isn't, a bad thing. I don't mind being asked questions, but I realized like I wasn't quite paying attention. That's true. It can be easy to zone out. I do like the lo-fi playlist. I think there's also an ambient one from Stream Beats. It's just really calm. I like it. I found it pretty useful to just be watching somebody else drawing and also work on my own thing. So it kind of feels less like I'm working on it by myself. People fall asleep on sea trees. Is that true? Sounds like it could happen to anybody. But her streams are very zen, so. It was one of the first streams I've actually stayed in. I think I was watching for about an hour or so. Usually I get into something else. So it was actually really nice and relaxing watching your stream, Seatree. I come here to fall asleep. I'm not sure if that's a compliment either. It sounds like it could be intended that way. That's funny. I guess you can take it in the sense that like if your voice is soothing and the stream is relaxing, then for the Zen zone, yes, it would be not boring. I think it's definitely a compliment for the Zen zone. I mean, I was surprised just how like relaxing it was, and it wasn't really like distracting in a bad way. I could still work on other things and listen to it and watch. It was really nice. So I definitely want to watch more. I can see that would work. Dreaming about the things you talk about. And thank you for the follow. Apopoloff. Opo? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Awesome, good. Sometimes I read names wrong. Well, I've read words wrong. So I'd been like saying them wrong in my head for years. So I can make sure I get it right the first time. We'll be good. Kind of taught myself to read a bit, so there were a lot of words that I just didn't know how to say right until recently, when the husband not called me out in a bad way, but just would ask me to repeat the word, and I'd realize I'd say it wrong. Like epitome. Segue. Basilisk? I have a hard time with that word. Yeah, so I choose a name that can be easy. Well, sometimes it's not easy to pronounce. It looks like a lot of letters until people like look at it closely. So I usually end up being called Tally, so that's fine. That would be a very confusing situation, C-Tree. Very like Inception-y. Oh, thank you, Arrows. Yeah, I've tried to keep the slideshow updated. I think I'm missing the latest mandala I've done, but most other things are there. Yeah, I think that situation would throw me off too, CG. It's funny though. I'm glad I haven't dreamed about streaming yet. That'd be weird. But I'm sure it's bound to happen, because whenever I get into something, even if it's like work where I'm designing a booklet in InDesign or something, I always end up dreaming about moving something 2 pixels left and 1 pixel right. That's still not perfect, so it's just a dream of doing the fine-tuning of these things, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Oppo is definitely easier to say. I'm less likely to get it wrong. Dreaming about how to fix things you're working on, peak efficiency. Yeah, but sometimes it's also nice to take a break from the thing you've been working on all day. It'd be the worst. Just dream about doing something for work and then realizing it was a dream and I still have to do it at work. So it'd feel more like just redoing it because the file didn't save. So I guess it is a little easier. Dreams about water, swimming, and gliding in World of Warcraft. Or I guess not World of Warcraft, but I haven't played Guild Wars 2 in years, but I played it for a long time. And I still dream about it as if like I'm a character, the UI, fighting monsters and stuff. I'm like, I haven't played this game. I have no interest in playing it anymore, but I still dream about it. And Guild Wars 2 is gorgeous. I got out of it a little bit, playing some different games. And now I play different MMOs, but it's like I still miss it. And it doesn't help that I, dream about it semi-regularly. Which is weird. I don't dream about World of Warcraft that way. Or Elder Scrolls, but Guild Wars, yes. For you, Guild Wars 2 had an end? Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Me too. It stopped being the game that I enjoyed when it came out. So I kind of just felt like it was time for me to move on to something else. Oh, thank you, Ombi. Yeah, I'm trying not to worry about how it looks. I know it'll turn out. This is just not my usual painting style. So it feels a little weird still. I don't know if you can tell from, I guess if I have a slideshow, but I can probably bring up something. Actually, let me see. I'm used to doing stronger line art and just lost my train of thought because I'm looking. I save my realism work more for pet portraits, but when it comes to actually doing pieces with fantasy characters and different things like that, I'm used to making the line art more prominent. Let me see if I can get my other screen. Where are you? This is the Draw This in Your Style challenge. Same artist that I did last year, but it kind of shows that, stronger lines and more detail, vibrant colors. So this is a drastic change, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I agree, Oppo. Yeah, there's still more expansions and there's more story, but a lot of it felt really, grindy is the word. It was just there to take up more time. I 'cause, 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 'c Yeah, branching into new styles. A little bit scary, but I'm having fun. And I know that, it's the same as when I do pet portraits. For a while, it just looks like mud sometimes. But, I'll keep working on it and building up on what's here, and it'll look better soon. Yeah, I played Guild Wars for years. I think when it came out to probably just like 2013, I think is when it came out. So maybe until 2018, a little bit into 19. Probably 2019, so just long time. I don't regret spending the time, but I don't think I'll go back. I did start some fan art for Guild Wars of my player character before I stopped playing, and I really want to finish it, but I haven't really been motivated just because I'm not playing the game as much. But one day. A very ambitious piece too. Character's human, named Talizmyn. Surprise. Yes, Mesmer. That was the other thing. I forgot. Like, class? What is that? Yeah. I would play with Gibbets. It is how I met Gibbets. Yeah, Mesmer. I played Mesmer in Guild Wars 1. Mesmer and Elementalist in Guild Wars 1. I was told it was like one of the hardest classes to play. Like, it's fun. I think Gibbets played, was it Sylvari? Sylvari Ranger? It hasn't been that long, has it? I think Sylvan are in Final Fantasy XIV. There's something else. And he had a Char Guardian. I think I played Guardian quite a bit too. Those were fun. Nowadays, mostly I'll play a bit of World of Warcraft Classic or Elder Scrolls. But I also have to be careful because those games like suck me in like nothing else, and I will not get work done. So kind of have like designated days where I don't do art or work on anything, like Saturdays. And then Sundays I'm only allowed to, for myself, work on art for about 2 hours. And then I can like play something. Otherwise I'll get distracted and I fall into things. Assassin Ranger, played everything. Yeah, I might have had a little bit of everything in Guild Wars 2, but the Mesmer was always my favorite. I meant to say that little tiny like puppy emote that Eros used. So cute. So cute. This is not discouraging me from making a bunch of corgi emotes when the time comes. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to save. Is that the right layer? Sure. One thing I'm also trying to do with this is not overuse the blend tool, because I use it for everything. So I'm trying to force myself to pick a color and put it in. We'll see how well I do with that. I'm looking a lot of your artwork, C-Tree, too, and just kind of like, what can I do to kind of get this similar kind of look? Just, use some of the things you've used. And to me, it looks like you're not blending quite so much. So I am not using a color wheel, huh? It's over here somewhere. There it is. I tend to forget it's there. I think it's part of the, I need to find a way to get more things on the UI, take up less space. Yeah, thanks. Trying new things is fun, a little scary. But I figured I'll get it. And if it doesn't quite work, I'll try something else. So it might be a lot of me going back and forth a little bit, but I'll figure it out. I wonder if I can put the color wheel down here. Aha. Now that I noticed it wasn't there, it's starting to bug me. I must have moved it off the UI at some point and just didn't really think of it. I noticed the music stopped and then for some reason it wasn't playing. I don't know. Sometimes. This song is a little bit annoying though. Bum, bum. That wasn't lo-fi enough for me. This one is better. you've been thinking about drawing using only black with different opacity. Huh. That would be interesting. Grayscale and then color it later, or just color it entirely? Or paint it entirely, rather. Or you mean like just different opacity, not necessarily different shades? Either way, that'd be interesting. One color, only changing opacity for shading. That would be interesting. Yeah. Fun experiment. You don't have to be an expert at something to try something new. Sounds like it'd be fun. See what happens. Can always learn something from it. Oh, color is overwhelming. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, if that works for you and it's fun, why not? I'd say go for it. It sounds like it'd be a great thing to try out. I keep going for this smudge brush. No. I really want to do it. And check out the eyes. I kind of felt like they were a little too cartoony for what I'm going for now, so I'll have to think about those and fit them in a different way. Try something different with those this time too. Don't know what it'll be yet. Get more of the face shapes, shadows, and shading in. Let's see how I feel about it. See you, Sea Tree. Thanks again for inviting everyone. Have a good afternoon. Thank you. I'll see you, Sea Tree. I usually stream two. I think it's one or two, so this is a interesting change. It's fun. And I look forward to sneaking a peek at other channels and follow some of you back for sure. It's nice adding some more, following some more artists so I can see what others are up to. I always temporarily panic when my laptop freezes up a little bit when Clip Studio Paint is saving, because I think it's going to crash. It's like, oh right, it's saving like I told it to do. That it does, every 10 minutes or something. I should know by now.